Hello, all. I have been asked by a couple of you to help you to better understand um, the databases that we use to find academic articles. And so hopefully you are able to see that I am in my TC and I'm in the faculty tab, but in the student tab, you will have these same quick links in the left-hand side. And I'm going to scroll down and select library. And then here I am in the library. And so I scroll down, and as we've talked about, we can go two places to look at the databases. Right here, the A to Z list of databases and electronic resources. Um, this is the great big one. It's got 179, I think, different databases with resources on them. And then the library guides are created to help you to not have to look through so many things. So first of all, let's just check out these A to Z databases. And here I am in the A to Z databases. See, there are 179 databases here. Most of them contain access to academic articles, articles written by people who are considered experts in their field or professionals have read the article and agree that it is all legit and well resourced. So this is like solid evidence. These are the kind of things that we use to defend our writing. In the featured databases in the right-hand side, this is where you find the stuff that is most typically used. As we said before, in Academic Search Complete, that's kind of like the Google search of all the databases. And so here I am in that database, and I am currently, like I said, in Academic Search Complete, and I can just type something in and begin researching it. But I can also set some parameters. And so, I can say that I need a full text article here. That's what I'm looking for. I can request which publication I want it to come from. Let's say I, want it to come from the Journal of English Teachers, and I don't know if there is one called that, but I would type that in. I can request how many pages. I can say, all the pages, all of them is what I want. Or I can say, look, I'm looking for something that has 10 pages or less. Sometimes we really limit our source by doing that, but other people don't want to read a 40-page article. I completely understand that. So they start with the smaller stuff in hopes they can find things they're looking for. You can also request when this was published, and you can say, look through everything. The publication type, I'll take anything, or you can specifically say, no, I need it to be from an academic journal. And you can see it comes from all kinds of things here. I need it to be from a database. You can make any kind of request that is available here. We've got a newspaper, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to leave it on all. Okay, so those are the parameters that I've set. Now, if I think, oh no, I'm not thrilled with those parameters anymore, I can hit the reset button over here and reestablish them. I'm going to come in here in my Academic Search Complete search bar, and I am going to be searching John Wayne. So here I have John Wayne. Oh my goodness, I did not mean to do this. I was looking for the cowboy John Wayne, but now I'm remembering that John Wayne Gacy is another serial killer that for some reason young girls love to write about serial killers. So I've read a few on John Wayne Gacy. And you know what? If anybody can write about a serial killer if you want. I should not have targeted the young girls that way. I apologize. Okay, so let's do it then. Let's us go in and check out John Wayne Gacy. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and search. And at the top, I can see my search results. I can see that this page will show me 1 through 10, but there are 23 in total that I could look at. And then I just need to scroll down and see, what I'm looking at. Where did it come from? And so here we have Avenging Angel, the detective that was on the John Wayne Gacy case. And so we've got all kinds of things in here. It looks like we've got some pictures. We've also got this full text article in a PDF, or we can read it in HTML format. So I'm always a fan of PDF because that will show it to me the way it looked in originally in the journal. The HTML like converts it all to, typed script. And so the PDF is more accurate to the way it was originally published. So I'm going to go ahead and make that selection here. And bam, here it is. Here we have the detective who was called the Avenging Angel for all of Gacy's victims. So we've got a picture there. As we scroll down, we can see here's what the actual article in the journal looked like. And we continue to scroll down. This journal is called the USA Catholic Journal, and you can go to it, usacatholic.org. But it looks like here, well, I won't look at every little picture because that's not what we're here for. But anyway, we've got the whole article for us right here. And so if we say, yes, this indeed is an article that I'm interested in, then we're going to go ahead. I'm going to move my face. I don't know if you can see that. In the right-hand column, I encourage you to use this citation tool, but you can see that there's other tools that you can look at. It is asking me to, I'm going to go ahead and accept that it can show me all its cookies. Okay, so now that I'm in this PDF format, I can download the article, save it to my computer. I can print the article. If I'd like to, I can save it to my Google Drive. I'm in this right-hand column. I can save it to my OneDrive in the cloud. Here is the printing function. I can email it to myself or to others. I have instructed you to ignore the file. People who have used the folder either say, I didn't have a problem with it, or they say, Miss Shirley, you are right. All the articles I saved into the folder are now gone, and I've just wasted an hour of my life. So anyway, I skipped right over that folder. And here we have, this is another function. Here we can get the link so that we can send someone the link versus the whole article. I don't want to click on this and get us somewhere where we don't want to go, but I am not sure what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and just go right back up to the citation tool. Looks like a golden ticket. So we click on that citation tool, and then we get this little box at the top of our search. And in this little box that's like about 4 inches tall and the length of my computer screen, I see all the different kinds of formatting that are used when writing academic papers. And so I scroll down because I want to use the MLA 9th edition. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy this citation. And we've said before, what I have said to do before is when I'm doing a search, sometimes I'll just open up a blank Word document and then just paste all of the articles that I find into that document. Because if you haven't had this happen to you yet, it's good that you're hearing this now. Sometimes we see an article and we say, you know what, that one's okay. I might use it. I'll come back to it. And then we leave, go look at other things, regret having left. So we go back to try to find that original article and it's gone. Who knows what happened to it, but we can no longer find it. So it is best to put this down, all of this information. You may not be able to get the hyperlink to work, but you can say, I would like to, I'm looking for the article written by Judith Valenti called Avenging Angel, published in the US Catholic in 2018. So I've got all the information that I would need on a search, an academic search complete. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this down and stick it into the gutter. I'm back into my search. I'm going to X out of these formats right here. And I think, you know what, this is good. This is a good article, but I'm going to go back to my databases. And I think I'm going to go to biography. And I'm going to look at biography Gell in context. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then once again, I'm going to do a basic search on John Wayne Gacy. I'm sorry, I feel like I looked for Dahmer last time I made a film for y'all. So you can see how my world has gotten so dark since I've been reading research papers. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, John Wayne Gacy. Now, I love Gell Context for a biography because it shows me an overview, a brief overview at the top. And I can click on read more, and oftentimes it does, have a pretty lengthy bit of information. Okay, and if I want to use this article, I can use the citation tool up here, the right hand at the top. I can use the citation tool here, or at the very bottom, there's also the citation, the source citation listed. And like I said, I save stuff. It is easier for me to delete things that I don't want to look at next time than it is to try to find them later. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize that document. And there's the source for that. Oh, right. One reason that I love the biography site is this. You can have it read to you. You can make the font bigger, all kinds of things you can play with here. The same stuff, save it to your Google Drive, save it to your OneDrive, email it to yourself or email a link to someone else, download it to your computer so you can read it offline if you'd like, print it, all of those functions available for us. And let me take a look at this article. I'm going to pull up that citation to see if I can do. Okay, this is something good to look at. If you are looking with me right now, this is the MLA citation, and you can see there's not an author. It doesn't start with an author. It goes straight to the name of the article. When that happens, I'm not going to be able to list the author as the first thing on my Works Cited page. I'm going to have to skip that and move on to the next thing. Okay, so here is the title of the article. It was printed in Newsmakers and published in Gell in Context biography. A lot of times when this happens, when there's not an author, it's when there's like a group of writers work for a website or an association, and they type up all of the articles. They might work on an article together. Anyway, because they are working for a company when they write those articles, they don't get to put their name on it. The article is owned by Newsmakers, so no authors listed. Okay, so that's why that happens sometimes. A few of you ask me that. Again, this link, if you try to click on it, probably won't work. But we have all the stuff that we need to find it, the title of the article, where it was published, when it was published, and the database it came from, all the stuff that will help us find it later. Okay, also in the right-hand side in this gray box, I see other articles about John Wayne Gacy. And if I click on view all related articles, check it out. Underneath, I've got all of these articles written about John Wayne Gacy. So if I decide to do my research paper on John Wayne Gacy, my 5 to 7 page paper that needs to have a minimum of 5 sources, I've got one-stop shopping here. I mean, I can look other places if I'd like to, but I've got, more than 5 articles that I can use here. So that is that database. All right, let me show you one more. I'm back into A to Z databases, and this time I'm going to click on the P section, and it brings up Points of View Reference Center. Um, it is one of the featured ones. So alphabetically in the right-hand column, we see the featured ones, and you can see that it's one of the hot sources. All right, so if I click on Points of View Reference Center, what it does is it brings up all kinds of topics that are debated. Like a common debatable topic might be, should we legalize marijuana? Should police wear body cameras? Should police be able to use force? Or what should happen to a police officer who uses force unnecessarily? The things across the top are the current things in the news today. And there's an arrow that brings up more. Well, just one more. But anyway, that's in the news today. Underneath that, you can browse by category, and the categories are set up alphabetically. So this next paper we're going to write, the argument paper, this is a great place to go to find things, articles, resources to write your argument paper. So I'm just going to go ahead in this crime and punishment. And I do want to, I think, I'm going to write mine about, should police officers have to have body cams or should they not? So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And when that pops up, it takes me to an overview about body cameras for police officers on patrol. And then you can see over here in the right-hand column, it's going to tell me the one of the proponents of the body cams is because people want evidence and transparency in police accountability. So these are people who are saying, yes, we want them to have the body cam. And so I click on that, and up comes this article about, and you can make it bigger. I don't want to make it too big because I want to exit out of it in a minute. But see, it gives us all kinds of information about the pros and cons of body cameras being used for accountability for police officers. Okay. And now I can look at the counterpoint, which is body cams aren't a cure for all the policing problems. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And now we've got this whole article. And again, it's talking about the cameras are not going to do much for everything that's going on right now. So you can see that for my argument essay, where I need to take a position on a debatable topic, if I want my position to be that police officers must wear body cameras, this would be a great place for me to go to find proponents for them wearing the cameras, people who are opposed to the cameras, and the overview, the whole story that leads up to this being a debated topic. And again, there's other information, other related information in the left-hand side. Here's where I can get my PDF full text or my HTML full text. With these, a lot of them you can listen to, have the article read to you. Great stuff. And the citation is exactly the same. I'm going to go ahead and close my pros and cons, but over here in the right-hand column, here's my citation tool. So this is an excellent resource for the argument essay. Okay, y'all, that was a quick review of the databases. I hope it was helpful, and let me know if it wasn't. A couple of you are kind of struggling with the databases right now, so I hope that this was helpful for you. And let's see, I'm like, how do I turn this off now so that I stop recording? So anyway, have a great day. I will talk to you again soon, I'm sure. Bye-bye.